Let's begin our discussion for chapter 23.
Okay, so in this chapter, when Tara goes home, she finds Sean with a loaded pistol at 3 a.m. So who do you think Sean is waiting for?
Okay, before we start the discussion, I just want to make one quick comment. So you have all written a very long response for the past 2 days. So I hope that this will deepen the quality of our discussion. Okay, and I have only graded 2 of your responses so far, but I've seen really insightful takes and unique perspectives. So I'd like to hear from you about your unique perspectives. Okay? All right, please carry on.
So who do you think Sean was waiting for?
What if Sean was trying to kill himself?
Okay. What do you think?
Are you disappointed because you read my...
No, I haven't.
Okay. I was worried for a second.
I'm up first and then...
I think that's impossible because like he just loaded the gun, like the click sound when he heard the door was open, so it's not really possible that he wouldn't kill himself. It can be that like it can happen that I don't know word 巧合.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about perhaps he's not really waiting for anyone. He's just like he wants to find someone trying to come into his home, and he wants to like do something, like because his mental isn't really a normal person. So I'm just thinking about he's just sitting there trying to kill someone. Whatever.
But I mean, on page 7, Sean says that. Okay, so there's a quote. He lowered it. I thought you were someone else.
Yeah.
So like, who's this someone else?
Zio then... Okay.
So I think that person might not be happening in this story because like Tara isn't like 24 hours and like all the year like she's been with like who's his name? Sean like every day together. So that maybe I think that, and she just came back from school. So maybe I think there's someone that Sean had like get in trouble with during the time when she was in school. So I think it might not happen to be in the story, that person.
Okay. I think William raised his hands first. So William, then Zio.
So as Sean had mentioned, he said, "I thought you were someone else." And what can you take someone as someone else is they look really similar or they're kind of the same. So the only female character that had been written in the story, maybe just a few sentences, was Sean's new girlfriend, and I guess it might be Sean's new girlfriend, but it doesn't even make sense because why his girlfriend is going to meet him at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't think this question has an answer. It can
Thank
be
you for your
anyone.
very unique...
No, it can't be her. It can't be her.
Right, that's really a keen observation there. So, say if Sean was waiting for a man, could he take Tara as a man?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
He could only be waiting for a girl or a woman.
What do you think?
It can't be a woman.
It could be because it's dark. It's at
Yeah,
night.
it's not entirely impossible, but it's
Maybe
still
like
possible.
Usually,
short man.
I think you can tell if a person is a man or female by his or her footstep, right? And by the figure.
You can.
I think you can.
But Tara was like trying to not reveal herself.
Right.
Oh, so maybe it's the step that he thought there's someone that doesn't belong here and wants to comes into the house.
But if it's someone that doesn't belong here, then how can he recognize Tara as someone else? Because Tara technically belongs here.
Because her footstep was
quiet as she can, which is normally not her.
She said she moved silently.
and
to the
she
house.
just like she came to the house like so surprisingly. She didn't tell anyone.
Right. But
that doesn't make
use
sense
the
at all.
microphone.
If it's like what we just said, but I think that's not really possible because that doesn't give the reason why Sean is staying up late with a pistol at 3 a.m.
Going back to what Richard said previously about Sean being mentally not normal and just wanting to kill someone, I sort of agree. It's been stated multiple times that Sean has had a troublesome past, so he might always be careful and cautious about someone from his past trying to come and get revenge on him.
But like, if it's like actually how you said, so do you mean that he would be up like every night at 3 a.m. just like waiting, like
That's the thing Sean would do.
like every night just here like, is someone gonna kill me? I'm just gonna wait here.
And he's spinning around his gun.
True, like just there the whole night.
I think when because Sean said I thought you were someone else, that proves that I think he may have like asked someone to come, or maybe he knows someone is going to come soon. I actually agree with Willem's previous point about it might be Emily, because I feel like that's the only like really possible character here. His family is like already in the house, so they wouldn't come in again. It's not Tara because it was surprising, and I don't think there is any other choice here. But it doesn't really make sense. Sadie wouldn't come into their house like 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's why Emily, but not Sadie.
Because Sadie's over with.
I think Rex had.
But you guys are like missing another way of thinking things. It might be some kind of robber.
Why? But he's just thinking.
Maybe there's a robber.
He's just constantly ready to kill someone.
Maybe, but maybe Sean has really, they lost something in the house, right?
Yeah.
So he's expecting someone to break in during the night. That's also a possibility. Okay, since we cannot determine the correct answer on this, I think this is a very fruitful discussion here. Of course. Why whisper?
Okay, so this will recount to when we first meet Sean. He's like this violent and unbeatable guy. So I feel like this someone else could be someone that, as Emma has said before, like that's not in the story. Like someone that's part of Sean's life that we don't know. I mean, if he had a reputation for being unbeatable, then he got in fights with a lot of people. But the other people couldn't, well, they lost and probably had like a lot of injuries and they probably hate him. And I mean, word might spread that Sean has gotten injured a lot. He's gotten injured like really badly. So like they might come, I don't know, because they hate him and they want to kill him or something. I mean,
Kill him so they can get
revenge or something like from before. Like that's what I wrote in my
I thought you were going to say they will be named the badass in the village after Sean.
Could possibly be, but just something about his reputation.
Sure, that's one possibility
I
too.
kind of like agree with the part that maybe it's a robber and he was just waiting for them. But I think it can be like possibly like the mental problem because like when you like saw when like in instance that the door opened, he flicked it and he stopped it because he realized it's like Tara. But like if he's having a mental problem, like it's like a series of movement that he will just quit probably.
It's because Tara screamed out.
She screamed?
She said, "Don't shoot."
And
Yeah, she shouted.
yeah, and bipolar disorder, I think it doesn't impact your ability to recognize someone.
Because like
I think it mainly influence your mood. You have big mood swings,
But not like
not cognitive abilities.
and I think that he's kind of like he's quite sensitive, like in this part, like which I think
Which
like
part?
the part that he almost shoot Tara. Like, I got an image that he was quite like sensitive. So I think he know that there will be someone coming. Like maybe he's being blackmailed or something like that.
Okay. Very reasonable. Okay, one last comment.
I think we've spent enough time on that question.
Right. Let's move on to the next.
Okay, I'm going to say my question.
Jenny, are you satisfied with the discussion? Alright, please.
Why did the bishop decided to help Tara?
The bishop.
Yeah, the bishop.
Which time? Because he offered several.
The first time. He asked
The
for a
chat?
talk. He asked for to meet Tara the first time. Like after Tara refused 2 times the people he sent, and he asked to meet Tara face to face.
Oh, okay.
Why did he make that decision? Because they don't know each other at the first place, and Tara doesn't know the bishop either. The bishop knows the Tara. Why would he decide to meet Tara instead of help? I'll change my word choice.
Question.
Not, in my opinion, it's simply like the bishop's job because being he's like a religious people, and yeah,
Right.
so I think that helping the believer of the believers is one of the bishop's jobs.
Right. But I don't think. I think you should dig deeper into William's question. So I think what William is asking, correct me if I'm wrong on this, is one bishop is responsible maybe for hundreds of people, right? So definitely there are more than just Tara who need the bishop's help. Why did the bishop choose Tara first or gives her priority? Is that what you are asking, William? Okay.
Can I say like 2 more sentences?
Sure.
Like we've like it's mentioned that Robin, her roommate, had told Bishop a lot about Tara, and I guess perhaps in the Bishop's perspective, this is very particular and like a person that's particular and really needs help. So perhaps that's why.
Are you saying that Tara is very special in comparison to other ordinary college students?
Yes, because her actions are really strange, at least comparing to others.
Okay.
I think that because by the bishop said that marriage was God's will, and then because Tara refused like two men's two men at the church, so then the bishop find that interesting because a lot of Mormons will will agree instead
Right.
of disagree.
Right. Good point.
Anyone else?
Are you satisfied with that answer?
You have the right to say yes.
So, do you all agree Richard's point that Tara is special?
Yes.
How? Why? In what way?
Refusing, for example, refusing to go to the hospital when she's so.
So how much? Yeah, right.
If I don't think the bishop knows that because Robin was her new roommate, and Tara didn't mention that she had to tell Robin like about her past, about not going to the hospital, or her maybe she had told her family religious, her belief, but not about that specific, I guess. So Robin doesn't know much about Tara.
Okay, let's just find out this first. So, do you think that Robin told the bishop that Tara refused to take the X-ray after she had the broken toe?
Maybe the bishop just saw it out of his like he just saw Tara. Like Tara said she likes to sit alone during the church. So maybe the bishop noticed and thought she's pretty special and maybe has some conditions that's different from other people.
Okay. Right. Coco is very quiet today. What do you think?
So wait, who?
started the idea that the bishop think that Tara's like really special, and
William.
I agree with that. Like, because like probably Robin who told him things about Tara, and then he just thought that she needs help.
Why would Robin tell the bishop about Tara's
Because she
difficulties?
kept refusing help.
Oh, so are they saying that Robin's motive is that she hoped the bishop can influence Tara more?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because like I read a little forward, so I'm not sure if that is still in the previous chapters. Like I remember, there was many times that Tara was ill, either stomach ache or her toe was broken, and Robin helped her, but she still refused to go into the hospital or get any medicine. So like we can see that Robin is really caring about Tara's health, and also some of her actions are like different from others. So Robin also cared about that. For example, telling her to use soap like that. So altogether, Robin really cares about Tara. So she also knows that Tara is a really religious person. So if I was Robin now, I can really understand why she would go to Bishop, because Bishop, yeah, because
Is it bishop or bishop?
what, Bishop, right?
Okay, I'm not sure.
So yeah, so because the bishop was like has a high status in the religious belief, and Tara was really religious, so the bishop perhaps will make a great influence on Tara. I think that's what Robin hopes, and that's why she talked to bishop to help Tara.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to move on to question number 3? All right, next question. How about what question that, which question did you enjoy the most when you're answering the yesterday?
Let me take a look.
Is there a question that you enjoyed very
Yes,
much?
but I just don't remember the question.
What about in thinking? The thinking process.
Question 6. Like, to me, he was about patriarch. Patriarch with authority over me, but he seemed to surrender that authority the moment I passed through his door. I talked, blah, blah, blah. Did any emotions arise when you read this passage? How would you feel if there were emotions? What caused these emotions? Do you have the experience that is related to Taras here?
Sorry, I missed the question. Can someone repeat?
It's question number 6.
Okay, so the question from Richard is, what's your response for question number 6?
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone want to share? Okay, first I want to find out if you all know what patriarch means. What's a patriarch?
I checked yesterday, but I forgot.
All right, so patriarch is the dominant male in a group. Usually usually the senior ones, the oldest. So if the patriarch in the family should be the grandfather. 男族长, 族长, 男族长. Usually an old man. And this question actually is related to, I think, another question in which I asked, what do you think about the choice of word allow? because the bishop said, I wouldn't allow you to drop from school or leave school.
Yeah, that's the next question.
Right? Why would he say allow? I wouldn't allow you. What does the word allow convey?
Just caring.
Responsibilities.
Would you say to your friend, say if you decided to go to the KFC together tomorrow for lunch, and then the next day your classmate said, oh, sorry, I cannot go because I had some emergency. And can you say, I wouldn't allow that to your peer?
No.
You want if you're smart enough.
Okay, so why can the bishop say, I wouldn't allow you to leave school?
Because he has responsibilities over Tara. He took himself as a guy with responsibilities over Tara.
Why? Where does the responsibility come from?
Because he's saying that Tara is worth helping. And he has the responsibility as a bishop. He has the responsibility to help people. Bishop or bishop?
I think it's a bishop.
Bishop,
My mistake,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Ritin, do you have anything to share?
And I think like the bishop here actually acts like a father, perhaps, because he is both mentally and physically enough to, at the enough age to be Tara's kind of Tara's father, and he will only say allow because he is really caring for Tara. Like that's taking the responsibility. Like he only takes this responsibility because he wants to, and not really he has to. So yeah, it shows that he's really caring about Tara.
I remember Jesse has a really good response. Maybe about question 5 or 6.
Which one is question 5?
I'll read.
Okay. What do you think Tara talked to us?
What did I?
Don't feel pressure to respond.
I have short-term memory.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't. I cleared my.
I think I wrote like she talked about her problems, and yeah, like probably especially her financial problems, and also the environment she grew up in, and that relates to how the bishop wouldn't allow because he didn't want Tara to go back to that type of toxic environment.
Right. How about we focus on money for a second? So Tara refused the check from the bishop first, right? Do you think she should accept it? And if you were Tara, would you accept it? If you think you should accept it, raise your hand. Refuse it, raise your hand. Interesting. Okay. Tell me what you think.
I possibly wouldn't accept the bishop's money, but perhaps I will accept the government fund.
Oh, never mind. I don't think I'll accept the bishop's money.
It's simple because Bishop isn't any close person to Tara, and Tara don't take Bishop as a person that should help her or should give her financial aid.
So Tara, at that time, she thought herself was invincible. So standing from Tara's point, I wouldn't accept the money because accepting the bishop's money would be like saying that, oh, I'm weak, I need help from others. So she thinks she can do everything herself. Yeah, but she thought that she could do everything herself and she could manage it.
Okay, I didn't fully understand you. So you said she thinks she is invincible. So
Yeah, I remember there was a part when she got like 100 on her math exam and that she was like, oh, I'm invincible.
right, but part of her also knows that she's not, and she.
Yeah, but she wants to be.
So are you saying, sorry, just one second. Are you saying that she should stay that way? She should still lie to herself and just tell herself that she's invincible when she's actually not? So should there be change?
Yeah, there should be change.
But by accepting the money,
She would be changing.
yeah. But you said that she shouldn't accept the money.
Because standing
Standing on
if I'm Tara and I'm thinking like Tara, then she wouldn't accept the money because she won't accept it.
Right. So you are predicting that you are predicting that Tara wouldn't accept the money, right?
Yeah, if I was her.
All right. I believe our question is, should Tara accept the money? Okay.
Definitely.
If I was Tara, I'd feel like I shouldn't take the money, but I would take the money. Because the bishop, as he's shown through this chapter, is a very helpful, kind person. He's always looking out for the members of his community. And here, he's literally offering her $1,400. That's a lot of money for a college student. Was it 1,400?
Right.
Something like that.
Yes.
But the reason why her taking this money would be changed is because instead of taking the bishop, who's literally giving her free money in order to be kind to her, she goes back to Buck's Peak, to Sean, who has a track record of abusing her, instead of taking the change, taking the money from someone who is looking out for her. So she should take the money.
Wait. Just do you understand what Zio's core argument or point is?
Sort of, I guess.
Okay. Explain.
So do I summarize it
Yes.
first?
Yes.
I feel like he said Tara should take the money because, or else her only alternative is to like go back to Sean, who has a record of abusing.
Yes, but why the bishop, not Sean?
The bishop is like, generally kind.
So
and
Zio's
offers-
point is you should accept money from someone who is kind instead of violent. Is that Zio's point?
My point is...
Okay, you cannot talk. Jesse, talk.
Okay. You may summarize your point.
I may summarize my own point.
Yes.
My point is, she did go back to Sean.
But she didn't know that Sean has that extra. Wait, Sean gave her $100.
Right, that's the point I'm trying to indirectly lead to. She didn't know that Sean has that 100, but she still went to Sean because she can't handle the thought of being indebted to anyone except for her own family.
Right. Right. This I can understand.
Do you want the mic again? You're welcome.
Okay, Jesse and then Richard.
I'm sort of adding on to Racing's point. So I feel like Tara should accept the money. So because Tara believes like in this weakness and her like being powerful and invincible and stuff, and I feel like that's what has been keeping her like that is like her motivation for a lot of things. So for example, her math test. After she got the math test, her immediate thought wasn't like, oh, I can get the scholarship again and to like continue college. Her immediate thought is like, I'm untouchable. So the power has been like what has been like keeping her up and motivated. So by accepting the money, it's like admitting her weakness and her inability to support herself to others. And I feel like without this motivation of this like searching for like invincibility, it will like Tara wouldn't have any motivation or anything to support her.
I just had a Richard first, and then.
First, I mainly agree with Zio. Like, to add to Zio's point, from his answer, we can see like Tara sees, no matter how violent Sean is, Tara still sees Sean as a family, but she doesn't see the bishop and like friends as family.
So
yeah.
an outsider.
Yeah, that's the first point, and also I doesn't really agree with Racing's idea because I doesn't think Tara was still thinking that she was invisible at that time, because first to keep thinking that I'm invincible and I'm untouchable is like kind of frustration, because that will have to, like, you have to you can't accept any kindness and help from anyone. So that's like, I remember Charles offering her help and she doesn't accept it. I don't think Tara will feels good when she sees Charles like giving up and going away. And also, like, I need to find the quote first. Like when the bishop appeared, it says, to me he was again this part,
What's your point?
like
One sentence. Your main point.
Tara should accept. Wait, Tara should accept the money because she has already stopped thinking that she is invincible.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, Tara says, to me he was a
Okay.
patriarch.
Richard, I think you have something there. So just take another minute to think through what's your main reason or evidence to support your point. Okay.
I'll just finish this sentence.
Sure.
From that quote, we can see like the patriarch has already gives Tara help, and she had already accepted because she let the patriarch have authority over her. So at that moment, I don't think she is still thinking that she is invincible.
I see. So your point, where you are disagreeing with Rixin, is Rixin said she's refusing help, but you are saying that she's on her way to accept help.
Yes.
Is that the difference?
Yes.
Do you want to respond to that? Okay. All right. When Jesse was speaking, I had a sudden new question. I was wondering. So why would Tara try so hard to convince herself that she is invincible?
Because she had like two extreme lives. She had and being in the worst family ever and being in one of the best school in America that makes her maybe not the best, but a very good school, I believe. But that which makes her mind kind of same mental illness as Sean. She saw that she can depend on herself and do everything, and which makes her think that she's invincible. Also, her family beliefs takes part of it. When she got injured, she doesn't want to go to the hospital, but just stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think all these factors added up to make her thinking that she's invincible or she can do anything by herself.
Right. Let me rephrase my question. What is Tara afraid of if she accept help or?
She is afraid of being the Tara in Bucky again.
Why would accepting help making her to go back to her old self?
Because she's weak at that time, but she thought herself wasn't weak now.
But she still refused to go take the X-ray or accept the money in the first place.
That proves that she's mental ill.
What's that?
That proves that she has mental illness. Like she's paranoid on her invincible.
Who proved that?
She refused to help.
Right. So what is she afraid of?
Like being powerless once again.
Okay. Okay. What do you think? Someone beside Richard. You should wait 2 more turns. Okay? So that we have more voices in our discussion.
Can I waste the turn so I can speak?
Sure.
You know, like in long distance, how the father put on.
What's the haha point?
Long Distance is a poem we're learning for.
Oh, okay.
In Long Distance, the poet's father's wife, so his mother, is still alive, and by putting her things around the house, he's trying to hold on to her memory. And the poet knows that his father knows that his wife is dead, but he's still doing this because he can't bear it, and he's putting up this facade to try and handle the pain. And this is similar to what Tara is doing. She's putting up a facade to try and pretend that she isn't hurt. Because in her childhood, she was never able to go to anyone for help, her father, her mother, anyone. And when Sean beat her up that first day, the first person she thought she could go to for help, she realized that she was alone in that household, which was when she really adopted this facade and thought she was invincible for the first time.
I actually thought of the same thing when I read this part, and I thought of the word facade as well. And it's how when
Facade is the author of the poem.
no,
like
it's like a mask that you put on like to protect from something that you want.
Okay.
You don't want to admit.
I see.
It's like Tara just didn't want to admit that she's well, okay, not weak, but like not weakful. And then and that's why she kept trying to convince and lie to herself. Like how the father lied to himself in Long Distance that his wife isn't dead. And
I kind of agree with Paul's opinion, and I just saw a really like kind of interesting question. Can what's the direct point of the entire turn to be most powerless, and what point kind of the Terra felt herself the most powerful? Can I answer my own question? I just want to say
Sure, but why not give others?
Yeah, of course.
Before you answer.
So can I answer the previous question about when?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. So, I kind of agree with but not absolutely. I'm not thinking about it that way. Tara I think she actually absolutely believes that she is invincible at that time, because it's kind of a frustration, and like she also did it. She really got 100 in this in the exam. So yeah, but because it was a kind of frustration, it doesn't last long, and also this point, Tara at this moment wasn't really like 冷静. So she wasn't calm at the time. So yeah, she uses her emotion to make her feel strong, and she used this strong feeling to get her exam done. But I feel like after she did this, and she feels like her feelings began to fade away, and also the bishop appeared, so she slowly turned back.
Richard, one little suggestion. So usually when we are making a comment, we have a claim. Maybe that's, I think something is good or bad. I think someone should do this or not. And then you have your evidences, right? So I suggest before, if you're making a very long comment, so just write a brief short note about what your point is and what's your evidence. You can say, this is my point. I have three evidence, first, second, and third. So this is a very good time to start forming your habits, because you are doing a lot of more seminars in college. I hope you can all go to a liberal arts college. But that's far away. No, so there are two different types of colleges. A more comprehensive type, so a very big school with maybe maybe 20,000 or 40,000 students, and there are smaller colleges who may have 2,000 students. Yeah, I think I like better the atmosphere of liberal arts college. Smaller, and it's more close knit, it's a closer community, just like a high school. If you go to liberal arts college, you will have tons of seminars. Okay, if you go to a comprehensive college, yes, it's all lectures, several hundred people, I think it's 4. But that's far away. So a key skill that you should form or learn, master here is how to make complex comments on things. Because in the future, your subjects or the things you are going to learn will only become more complex and more difficult to talk about. So you have to be able to make your points clear. Okay? All right. Time flies. Maybe we should continue our discussion tomorrow for a little bit. Okay? Right, so this point, we shall continue tomorrow.